This painting was done by Gian Battista Tiepolo and it is held in the National Gallery of Art. It was painted sometime between 1755 and 1760. It's a picture of Apollo chasing Daphne. Her prayer was scarcely done when a heavy numbness seized her limbs. Her hair turned into leaves, her arms into branches. This title is from an unknown date by Luca Giordano called The Fall of Phaethon. It is held in the National Gallery of Art. He cannot bear the violent heat, and he breathes the air as if from a deep furnace. He feels his chariot glowing white. He can no longer stand the ashen sparks flung out, and is enveloped in dense hot smoke. He does not know where he is or where he is going, swept along by the will of the winged horses. Painted sometime between 1726 and 1727, Europa and Jupiter by Noel Nicholas Coipel is held at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. She even dares to sit on the bull's back, not realizing whom she presses on, while the god first from dry land and then from the shoreline gradually slips his deceitful hooves into the waves. Between 1559 and 1575, Titian painted this next piece, titled The Death of Actaeon, and it is held in the National Gallery. They surround him on every side, sinking their jaws into his flesh, tearing their master to pieces in the deceptive shape of the deer. Done by Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio, this next painting is of Narcissus, done between the years 1594 and 1596, held in the National Gallery. Here the boy, tired by the heat and enthusiasm for the chase, lies down, drawn to it by its looks and by the fountain. While he desires to quench his thirst, a different thirst is created. While he drinks, he is seized by the vision of his reflected form. Held in a private collection, Disby by John William Waterhouse is a painting done in 1909. There was a fissure, a thin splint in the shared wall between their houses, which traced back to when it was built. No one had discovered the flaw in all those years, but what can love not detect? With an unknown time period, the contest of the Periods is held in the Louvre Museum. It is painted by Rosso Fiorentino. The nymphs were elected and swore on their streams to judge fairly, and sat on platforms of natural rock. Then, without drawing lots, the one who had first declared the contest sang of the war with the gods, granting false honors to the giants and diminishing the actions of the mighty deities. A painting by Luca Giordano known as The Taking of Persephone was done between the years 1684 and 1686 and held in the National Gallery of Art. The frightened goddess cries out to her mother, to her friends, most of all to her mother, with piteous mouth. Since she had not her dress at the opening, the flowers she had collected fell from her loosened tunic, and even their scattering caused her virgin tears. Spinners by Diego Velázquez is a painting held in the Museo del Prado, done sometime between 1644 and 1648. The golden-haired warrior goddess was grieved by its success. It tore the tapestry, embroidered with the gods' crimes. Done by Benjamin West, this next painting is titled The Death of Procris. It is held in the Art Institute of Chicago, completed in 1770. Recognizing it as the voice of my faithful wife, I ran headlong and frantic towards that voice. I found her half alive, her clothes sprinkled with drops of blood. By Gustave Moreau and held in the Musée d'Orsay, this painting was completed in 1865, titled Jason and Medea. He has stirred my heart indeed, and unless I offer my help, he will feel the fiery breath of the bronze-footed bulls, have to meet that enemy sprung from the soil, born of his own sowing, or be given as captured prey to the dragon's greed. This is a painting done by Adam Elsheimer titled Jupiter and Mercury in the House of Philemon and Baucis. It is held in the Old Masters Gallery and was done in 1608. In the middle of the floor there was a mattress of soft sedges, placed on a frame, and legs of willow had made a couch. They covered it with cloths that they only used to bring out for the times of sacred festivals, but even these were old and worn, not unworthy a couch. The gods were seated. The abduction of Deianira, done by Guido Reni, is held in the Louvre Museum, painted sometime between 1620 or 1621. Her thought traced various courses. Of all of them she preferred that of sending the shirt, imbued with blood, to restore her husband's waning love. Held in the Louvre Museum and done in 1765, this painting by Noel Hall is titled The Race Between Hippomenes and Atalanta. He threw the shining gold vigorously sideways into the deep field, from where she would take longer to get back. The girl seemed to hesitate as to whether she should chase it. I made her pick it up and added weight to the fruit she held, and obstructed her equally with the heaviness of the burden and the delay. At lest my story be longer than the race itself, she was overtaken. This painting is titled Subparasis, done by Jacopo Vignali, is held in the Museum of Fine Arts of Strasbourg, completed in 1670s. Tired, the stag had settled its body on the grassy turf and was enjoying the cool of the woodland shade. The boy, without intention, transfixed it with his sharp spear, and when he saw it dying from the cruel wound, he wished to die himself. In the 1770s, Thomas Jones completed The Death of Orpheus. It's a painting held in the Yale Center for British Art. They rushed at the poet and hurled their green-leaved thyrsi, made for a different use. Some threw clods of earth, some branches torn from the trees, and others flints.